Meta is laying off 10% of the Reality Labs team. Pretty much everybody and everything that has to do with content for the Quest or Meta 3 headset. So,
It is
yikes.
sad. It is sad.
I don't think it's sad at all.
No?
Look, you guys have heard me pontificate this many times on this podcast, that VR needs to right size, that it is too overblown. They spend too much money for too little return on what they're creating. It needs to be leaner, smarter, more effective to its marketplace, delivering towards its users and consumers.
I don't think they give a shit
and
anymore. I think they're going to wearables. They're going exactly where we were just talking about Google and Apple going. And I'm
just happy to see them trimming this back a little bit. I think it's actually an important step in making this industry viable. That's my opinion.
Well, here's where I think we are. Okay, gamers like consoles better. Women in teams like their private smartphones. And unless we're going to have another pandemic, VR's killer apps are training and simulation. And this is for me. I love VR. I teach VR.
Yeah.
Why aren't we using it as much as I used to? Because no one is. It's not funny. It never became a thing.
Yeah, it's funny because it's been a while since I've been traveling so much that I put on my Quest 3. I put it on yesterday for about an hour and just popped into Beat Saber for 20 minutes. I forgot how much fucking fun it is. Like, it's really fun to do it, you know?
I guess things are not so bad that people would prefer the world of Population 1 to physical reality. Yeah. And until then, Meta is going to be the Sega Genesis of VR and also ran to the PlayStation and Nintendo Switch.
Could I throw out something that will be totally unexpected?
Please.
The fact that Meta's doing this, and you just said that, if I was a kid in a garage right now, I would think the best thing in the world for me to do right now is figure out the next wave of VR. And the reason I'm saying it is I started Mako when people threw the flag on the field that robotics were always going to fail, was uninvestable. And at that moment, the next wave of successful robotics happened. Google came out of the disaster of every AI company until them was a total failure until they got it right. So not having things right is actually an opportunity in the market. So there's a whole trail of bodies to study. What did they do wrong? And I bet you for a lot less money, a couple of kids in a garage are going to figure out what unlocks really good immersive experience, Ready Player One level stuff. Some kid's going to figure it out.
Lucky.
Well, that's a perfect example of what I just talked about. If you think about the most popular application still to date in VR, it came from these two Czech developers with a small amount of money, and they came from the mobile world, and they created the first monster hit in VR, Beat Saber, which is still the most used, most download, I think the most commercially successful application in all of virtual reality.
Look, the Ready Player One promise is it will happen. Somebody hasn't gotten it right. And by the way, I don't think it's Palmer Luckey today. There's another 16-year-old Palmer. We don't know who that person is.
Yeah, I don't know. I've lost my religion on that one. Speaking of which, Xreal raises another $100 million.
Woo!
So, it's not easy to get first date.
From who?
That's kind of the janky part.
It's a little murky.
Little murky, and some
Chinese intelligence.
Some people are saying that it's bullshit.
No.
Which would
Chinese intelligence.
Yeah.
Let me just say that louder. The only people that would fund them are Chinese government intelligence. Thank you. All right, let's keep going on that.
The only people, they got a first date with Aura. Okay, it's non-exclusive, but it puts them in the pole position for the development of Android XR. But that doesn't always work. Look what's happening with VR. Maybe anything with birdbath optics is going to stay very niche. So,
why are they getting funded? I'll tell you why they're getting funded. The Chinese government's funding them. If they're able to get parts of Europe or parts of non-China regions to put them on, you are feeding China everything you're looking at and everything you're doing. I think they will get billions of dollars to make it work, to get people in London or Germany. I bet you they'll be banned from America at some point, like DJI drones. Once people figured out what DJI drones are actually doing, they're scanning the United States and telling somebody everything about our country in 3D. Somebody finally woke up and said, this is insane. Someone will also realize that, if the White House is listening, great. This is going to happen with any Chinese-made AR. Blanket, full stop. Everyone knows that who has any idea about how this stuff works.
Rony, I think today you need to tell us who killed JFK. You're on a roll today, man.
No,
you got it going.
No. By the way, what I'm describing, because I built these systems and we had no supply chain happening in China because we understood what happens when you put those components in your system that senses the environment and the world and listens in. Who cares about those things? Very easy. Intelligence agencies. So if your sensing is streaming away from a localized compute that you own, you are telling somebody everything.
Let me
your
tell you
Alexa is
something.
telling somebody everything. Your Meta is telling somebody everything. By the way, magically, one of the things that we pissed everyone off on was we blocked that from happening. We said none of that will happen, to the dismay of some of our investors who wanted it all to happen. And that probably alienated me from some of those folks who wanted all that data. And I said, no, you can't get it. Unless you work with a system that blocks all of it and keeps it private under the control of a user, the real promised personal computer, you are feeding yourself. You are the turkey. As we said at the beginning of the thing, you are the food. Just remember that. Knowingly realize you are fattening up to be someone's Thanksgiving dinner. Full stop.
All right. So this raise brings the company's total funding to $433 million. But the valuation is only 2x. It's only $1 billion.
Yeah, it's only $1 billion company.
Ask yourself why.
Because they've been around for 10 years and they're in a very, very difficult position.
Who are they employees of? No.
So listen to
Ask
this.
yourself, this company is an employee of what? If you follow the chain, they ultimately all work for a government. There's no doubt about that. That is like not even a secret in China. All of these companies are all government has a board seat. You are a government employee. You're not a 100x multiple tech company anymore. That's over.
Charlie, we need to go to our kitchen and get our aluminum foil and make our hats right now.